Come on, Mitchell.
Give me a charge. Okay, time to set. Give me. Ah! Ah! Oh, shit. Damn, I think my arm's broke. It fucking hurts. Okay, pull. Ah, shit. Don't worry about that timer. Okay, one more time. Pull! Lift it off. You gotta go now. Mitchell! We're out of time! You gotta jump now! It's okay. I'll see you on the other side.
The Call of Duty franchise suffers much criticism, mostly due to its practice of annual releases and a lack of change from game to game. Sledghammer Games, the third developer in rotation, hopes to meet these criticisms head-on. Do they accomplish their mission? Yep.
Really casual.
With a science fiction motif, the developers are allowed to take the gameplay in virtually any direction. The direction they placed their bets on was mobility. Call of Duty games in the past, while considerably fast-paced arcade shooters, controlled somewhat sluggishly. The player can now jump far in the air and then utilize a double jump to reach even higher vantage points. In addition, players can now utilize a boost to propel them in any direction with ferocious speed. These changes may not sound like much on paper, but in practice change the entire feel of combat. With characters not glued to the ground, an element of verticality is in full force. Unlike the gameplay, the game's content is as expected. You'll get a short but exciting single-player campaign, some competitive multiplayer, and a cooperative wave-based survival mode. The story revolves around Kevin Spacey and the amount of power his mercenary company acquires. If you've experienced any story involving PMCs, there is nothing surprising to be found here. It is, however, written well and convincingly.
I want to address these allegations head-on. Are we developing such a weapon? No, we are not. Because we've already developed it.
The story only serves to support a series of linear shootouts, which themselves only serve to separate a series of fun set pieces. The set pieces are characteristically awesome, as can be seen here. It should be noted that Sledghammer attempts to add depth to the single-player campaign by implementing an upgrade tree. After killing a certain amount of enemies or finding collectible intel, you get to upgrade attributes such as health, reload speed, grenade capacity, and so on. This upgrade tree falls flat, and I find it wholly unnecessary in a campaign that takes 6 or so hours to complete. That's not to say the campaign is completely mindless. There are some pretty good ideas found within. For instance, this stealth level gives you this grappling hook and allows you to traverse this level with openness uncommon in Call of Duty campaigns. Small sections like these keep the campaign feeling consistently fresh, as it's always forcing you into doing something new. In terms of Call of Duty games, I would say this is the best one since Black Ops.
Black Ops was dumb. You're stupid.
Unfortunately, the same amount of love was not paid to the cooperative mode. Titled as Exo Survival, this mode simply throws you and a hypothetical team onto a multiplayer map where you'll fight increasingly difficult waves of AI combatants. A few objectives are thrown in every now and again, and you will unlock weapons and abilities throughout the game, but the simplicity of combat and the lack of intelligence in your enemies makes the whole mode feel underwhelming. Of course, the main reason the Call of Duty series has maintained its popularity is due to its competitive multiplayer.
Keep that up, Commander, and you'll make a fine captain.
Are you calling me Commander Obvious?
Wow, you're really gunning for that promotion, aren't you?
The majority of content is found in multiplayer. There you can find a massive list of game types ranging from deathmatch and control points to a game type that is essentially basketball. After completing matches, you gain experience, unlock new guns, and customize your loadout to your heart's content. Call of Duty games have always had this, but have shifted from time to time how customization works. In Advanced Warfare, the system consists of 13 points. Every equipable takes one of these points. Say you want to carry into battle 2 grenades instead of 1, you can do that by forfeiting another item, such as a weapon attachment. Thanks to this, the system is very dynamic and open. For instance, you could create a class that equips nothing but a knife. I call this loadout Manly Time.
That's a stupid name. You're stupid.
Environments are clearly designed around the new movement abilities. Multiplayer maps and campaign missions make good use of the new mechanics by providing many different levels of height, which makes objective modes particularly interesting. Players who stubbornly refuse to look up will have a fairly difficult time, although I often found instances where I thought I could reach a point, but then found out the hard way the existence of invisible barriers. The increased speed, mobility, and design of maps all accumulates into a much more frantic experience, which is very impressive when you realize that the Call of Duty games have always been a frantic experience. They've changed a lot about the game, but they haven't changed what the game is. So if you've never liked Call of Duty before, you probably won't like this one. But if you're a fan of Call of Duty, and were afraid that Sledghammer would change too much, you have nothing to worry about. If you're like me, and like Call of Duty games, but didn't feel like putting money down into what is essentially a treadmill of similarities between them all, I think this is a Call of Duty worth answering.
Your wordplay is bad. Your choice of games is bad. You're stupid and I hate you.
Calibrating weapon systems. All weapon systems online. Main gun overheating. Cooldown procedure initiated.
Fuck through the wall!
Rocket reloading. Swarm missiles ready. Rocket ready.